Hi there and welcome to this video. My name is Nicola. I'm a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist, and today's video is all about getting behind that energy in March of really slowly emerging from our winter's hibernation. There can be a real push-pull quality to this time of the year. One minute the sun is out, it certainly was yesterday for me. Today it's been chucking it down with rain. And so there's a bit of a conflict between being out there in the world and doing all the things and then retreating in. So we're going to be practicing that in an embodied way. You don't need anything special unless you normally use it. I have a little bit of cushioning for my knees, which might be helpful, and of course a yoga mat. So when you're ready, let's begin. So we're going to start today's practice on our bellies. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you're welcome to begin any other way. Our first movement is going to be a prone or belly-based movement, so you can transition when needed. So come and bring yourself onto your belly, and I want this to be really relaxed to start with. So take the feet as wide as feels comfortable and come bring the arms across the mat to rest your head upon. And you might need a bit of a shuffle. But then when you're there, let's take a sighing breath together, breathing in through the nose and then letting it go. And you might need a couple of those. And just allowing yourself to notice and be aware of and surrender to that contact with the ground. You might imagine, just like outside in nature, the soil, it's been sitting there over the winter, quite dormant, a little bit like how we're lying now. Still, gathering what it needs for the growth season. And perhaps that's like us now, just gathering what we need for this short session of movement and breath. Noticing how the breath is feeling in the body. And being aware of how you're feeling at this point in the year. Do you feel ready to emerge? What feels a bit stuck or stagnant? What needs a bit of energizing or gently coaxing? And where still needs rest? So let's take 3 conscious breaths into the body now. So deeply breathing in, feel the belly press into the floor. And slowly release. Let's take that 2 more times. So we're going to begin movement by taking our arms out into like a little cactus shape. Forehead's going to come to the mat. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always rest it on a little part of a folded blanket or something like that. And we're going to start by lifting one leg, doesn't matter which, squeezing the leg and lifting it a little as we breathe in, and then exhaling to lower. Let's do the same with the opposite leg. Breathing in to lift, breathing out to lower. We'll do that again either side, and as you lift and breathe in, think about the core of the body, the back of the body, squeeze in to lift the leg. Not just the glutes. And then we're going to do the same with the arms. So the next time you breathe in, keeping that shape, we're going to lift the arm, draw the shoulder blade closer towards the spine. Exhaling to lower it down, opposite side. One more either side, breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. And now let's do the same, but we'll lift right arm, left leg. Breathing in to lift both, the right arm, the left leg. And then breathing out to lower them down. Let's do the same, but with the opposite side. Left arm, right leg. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. Let's return to the original side. Right arm, left leg. Breathe in. And lower. Breathe in. Left arm, right leg. And lower. Now this time we're going to lift everything, including the head, but we're going to keep the neck really long, so we'll keep looking down. When you're ready, breathing in, anchor the middle of the body, legs, head, exhale to lower. Energizing through the back body, breathing in to lift, exhaling to lower. One more. Slowly emerging from the soil and lowering back down. Slide the hands just underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands and slowly slide yourself back to a child's pose. Arms could be long, they could be used by the head as a little cushion. They could be alongside the legs. Pause here. Breathe into the back of the body to counterbalance that action. Not being in any rush. Allowing each movement to have a balance between effort and ease. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up to a low kneeling position at the back of your mat. If this doesn't feel good, you can come into another seated position. So just like a little seedling that's just starting to emerge, we're going to take our time. We're going to start by rolling the shoulders. And then we'll rock the head from side to side. And then with the hands on our knees, or on our thighs, we'll slide our hands to our knees, tuck the tail under to round the back. And then breathing in, we'll slide the hands back and we're kind of tilting our pelvis now, sticking the tail out, lifting the chest, breathing in. And going between these two movements, cat and cow, variation on cat and cow. Letting our spine ripple, being in no rush, knowing that it all gets done. And the last one. So from here we'll come to all fours. Take your time to get there. Anchor down through the hands and find a neutral spine. Engage the belly a little bit. Take a breath in and then extend that right leg long. Pause here. Keep breathing. Toes are pointing down. Breathe into the belly, the ribs, the chest. One more. As the exhale comes, we'll round the back, knee towards the nose, and then step that foot through and set up for a low lunge, so you might need to shuffle a little bit. Keeping that left hand planted now, lift the chest, breathe in, reach the right arm forwards, and then paint a rainbow all the way over, reaching the arm towards the sky. Pause here to breathe into your body. So you might imagine that our left hand is the roots and right arm here is out, just beginning to shoot up between the soil to reach for the sun, slowly emerging. On your next exhalation, we'll float it down to the ground, tuck the back toes, lift the knee and step back to a downward facing dog, or you're welcome to find child's pose if that's suiting you today. Anchoring down into our roots, feet to hands, and taking a breath. When the next exhale comes, we'll slowly lower the knees down. Find your neutral all fours position, table pose. Gather the belly in slightly, breathe in, extend the left leg long, point the toes down, pause here, breathe. There's a gathering in that needs to happen here. We can't be kind of sinking into the belly, so find that strength, gather it in. There is effort involved in emerging, that is true. There's a delicate balance between effort and ease here. On the next exhalation as it comes, we'll round the back, knee to nose, and step the foot through, shifting to find your roots, your anchor points. Right hand stays planted. We lift the chest a little bit, reach the left arm forwards, breathe in as we start to take our shoots towards the sky. And we pause to breathe. On the next exhale, we'll float that arm back down. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, step it back to a downward facing dog. Or your alternative, breathe. One more. And sometimes, just like in this transitional month, we just need to return to the ground. So we'll do that by lowering the knees and coming back into our child's pose, taking that retreat. And as you rest in your child's pose for a moment, bring your awareness to the back of the body. And even though we're resting in this shape, let's energize the breath a little bit. And we'll do that by expanding the inhale into the back of the body, letting the ribs expand, the shoulder blades move, everything filling up with breath. And then as the exhale comes, let it be slow. Let it be long enough to draw out those last few drops of breath without overstraining. And when you're ready, after the next exhale, we'll lift up and very slowly we'll transition onto the back. Well, when you get to the back, just ask yourself if there's any movement that you need. And if you would like, we'll take the knees as wide as the mat, back into that cactus shape. And start to sway from side to side with the knees. Slowly moving, soothing the body. You might look in the opposite direction to the knees. Maybe moving in a gentle rhythm with the breath. And then finding stillness for just a couple of minutes. You might want to stay in a constructive rest pose, letting the knees knock in, or you might take Shavasana, taking the legs long. Arms might be alongside you, palms facing up. And an invitation to take a sighing breath here, breathing in through the nose and letting it go out through the mouth. And you might simply float for a moment. Or if you like, I'll guide you through a short mindful breath practice. Imagine, if you will, that it's possible for the next inhale, natural inhale, you don't need to do any extra effort here. But the next natural inhale travels up through the sole of the left foot, in through the left leg, all the way along the left side of the body, into the left nostril and up towards the space in between the eyebrows. When the exhale comes, it travels down from this point out through the right nostril, down through the right side of the body, the right leg, and exits out through the right foot. At the next breath cycle, this happens in reverse, so the breath travels up through the right sole of the foot, right side of the body, nostril, to the third eye, the place in between the eyebrows, and then travels down through the left, exiting at the left sole of the foot. And then we repeat that a few times, allowing the breath to travel from left to right and right to left. And just focusing on this for a few moments. The next time that the breath leaves the left side, allow that to be the last. And perhaps now just taking a moment to notice how you're feeling. And when you're ready, you might take a deeper breath in and softly release it out through parted lips. Maybe take a little rock of the head. And some gentle movement through fingers and toes. And in your own time and in your own way, starting to gently and slowly emerge from this pause point. Perhaps rolling to one side, or coming up to a seat. And maybe we'll join the palms together as we close our practice today, taking a little bow to yourself, thanking yourself for taking time for you, and also perhaps just taking a moment to reflect on how you're navigating these push-pull energies of March and how the balance feels between emerging and pausing to gather in and nourish yourself for the growth that lies ahead. Blinking open when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your March evolves gently, and of course if you like this video, please hit the like button, share it with someone that may benefit, and please consider subscribing to my channel for more of the same. If you're interested in more information about navigating life seasonally, then check out my other videos about navigating this time of the year and the energetics of this time. You can also sign up to my mailing list for even more support in living and tailoring your self-care to the season. Okay, take care for now, and I'll see you next time.